everyone. I hope you're doing well today. Today we are going to learn about piecewise functions. A piecewise function is a function that is a combination of one or more function types. The rule for a piecewise function is different for different parts or pieces of the function based on its domain or input or x values. Let's take a look at a few examples of equations for piecewise functions. You'll notice it's in function notation. We have our f of x equals, and then we have a curly bracket and the different pieces of the function. If we look at our first function, f of x equals negative 3x minus 1 if x is less than or equal to 1, and negative 5 if x is greater than 1. If we look, we notice there's two pieces of our function in the equation, and the graph also has two pieces. Also notice that we have an open dot and a closed dot. Just like when we graph an inequality, we have an open dot if it's greater than or less than, and a closed dot if it's less than or equal to or greater than or equal to show that the point is included in our function. Our second example, we have a function that has three parts to it. Notice we have 1, 2, 3 parts with 3 different domains, and we have 1, 2, 3 distinct parts of our function as well. Please take a moment to pause this video and record these examples in your notes. Now let's learn how to evaluate a piecewise function. When we evaluate a piecewise function, we're going to look at our input value and see which part of the domain it falls in for our function. So here I'm trying to find f of 3. Well, 3 is not less than negative 4, so it would not go into negative 2 to the x. 3 is also not greater than or equal to negative 4, but less than or equal to 0, so our rule is not negative absolute value of x. However, 3 is greater than 0, so we would use our rule 4 minus x squared. So if I plug 3 into 4 minus x squared, I get 4 minus 9, and 4 minus 9 is negative 5. Therefore, f of 3 is negative 5. If I look at our second example, f of negative 5, I would first try to find out where negative 5 falls in my domain. Well, negative 5 is less than negative 4, therefore I would use the rule negative 2 to the x. So I have negative 2 to the negative 5. Well, if I use my rule of negative exponents, I'd have negative 1 over 2 to the 5th. 2 to the 5th is 32, so I have negative 1/32. And then if I look at the last one for this example, I'm trying to find f of negative 2. Well, negative 2 falls between negative 4 and 0, so it fits into this part of our domain. So I would plug it into the rule negative absolute value of x. So I have negative absolute value of negative 2. The absolute value of negative 2 is 2. The negative out in front makes it negative overall. So f of negative 2 is equal to negative 2. Now let's look at our second example. My function again has two parts. If I'm trying to evaluate f of negative 1, well, negative 1 fits into the domain where x is less than 0. So I would use my rule of x plus 4. So I had negative 1 plus 4, or 3. So f of 1 is equal to 3. If I then look at my next example, f of 0, well, 0 is not less than 0, but 0 is equal to 0. So it fits into the domain of x is greater than or equal to 0. So I would use the rule 2x plus 3. So I have 2 times 0 plus 3, which gives me an output value of 3. finally, if I look at 3, f of 3, 3 fits in the domain where x is greater than or equal to 0. So I would again use my rule of 2x plus 3. So I have 2 times 3 plus 3, or 6 plus 3, which is 9. Please take a moment to pause this video and record these examples in your notes. Now we're going to learn how to graph a piecewise function. In order to graph a piecewise function, we need to make a table of values and plot the points. When we make our table of values, it's important that when we set up or choose our x values that we include boundary points in it. So I'm going to start off by looking at just the first part of my piecewise function, where the rule is 2 minus x, and that's if x is less than -2. When I graph this, I always want to include boundary points in here. So I'm going to choose to input -2, -3, and -4. -3 and 4 fall within my domain, and -2, although it is not in my domain, there will be an open dot at that point because -2 is excluded because it is not equal to. If I plug -2 into my rule of 2 minus x, I have 2 minus -2, and 2 minus -2 is 4. So that means I'm going to graph the point -2, 4 using an open dot. Then if I plug in -3 into my rule, I have 2 minus -3, or 5. So I have the point -3, 5. And finally, if I plug in -4, I have 2 minus -4, or 6, so I have the point -4, 6. And I'm going to connect my 3 points and put an arrow on the end of the graph because it will continue going past -4. Then if I look at the next section of my domain, I have when x is between -2 inclusively and 3 exclusively. So I want to choose to plug in a value of -2 because it is a boundary point. Here, because of the equal to, it will be a closed dot. And I'm also going to choose to plug in 0 and 3 as well. Remember, because 3 is a boundary point here in our domain, we want to include it. I'm going to use my rule of 4x. So if I plug in -2, I have 4 times -2, or -8. So I have the point -2, -8. And I'm going to make this a closed dot because it is equal to. If I plug in 0, I do 4 times 0 and get 0. So I have the point 0, 0. And finally, if I plug in 3, I do 4 times 3 and get 12. So that means I have the point 3, 12. But I'm going to make this an open dot because it is not included in my domain. And then I'm going to connect my points. But in this case, there's no arrows because our graph is strictly on between the values of -2 and 3. Finally, I'm going to look at the last part of my domain, and it's when x is greater than or equal to 3. And I'm going to choose values from my table to plug in, starting at 3 and going forward. Please take a moment and pause this video and record the example thus far. Okay, so my boundary point for my domain here is 3, and it's saying x is greater than or equal to 3, so I want to plug in other values that are greater than 3, such as 4 and 5. If I use my rule of 6 minus x, I start off with 6 minus 3 to get 3, and I would plot the point 3, 3 using a closed dot because of the equal to sign. Then I would plug in 4, and I have 6 minus 4, which gives me 2, and I have the point 4, 2. And then if I plug in 5, I have 6 minus 5, which is equal to 1, so I have the point 5, 1. And I'm going to connect those points and draw an arrow on the end because my function continues past the point 5, 1. Please take a moment to pause this video, finish recording this example in your notes, as well as any questions you may have on graphing piecewise functions. Take care, be well, stay safe, and I'll see you shortly in our next Zoom meeting.